some games. I was requested to get some more of Alcatraz's games, and I know I recorded the semifinals, but they went missing, and so that's what happened there. So I'm just going to recast these other two games. They're just simple best of ones, so we're just going to go ahead and do them. Alright, this is Alcatraz versus DeCgrid. Alcatraz spawning as the red Protoss in the top right. We got DeCgrid here in the top left. It is on... I really don't know. I probably should have looked. It was some funky GSL map. See here, it does have an in-base expansion right there. It does have 8 mineral patches, double normal Vespin geysers. Then we have their natural right out here. Another 8 patches, double minerals. There's only... I guess there's about 2 ways into the base. You can come around through here and go around like that. There's only one Zelnaga tower right in the middle. We checked and you can see a small space around it. So you can just barely see some units moving past. So that doesn't, it's not horribly helpful, but it is, you know, helpful nonetheless. Alright, so we see Alcatraz putting down his gateway here, preparing for his wall off. And because I don't have Lonely here with me, it's going to be hard to do this Zerg, so we're probably just going to concentrate on the toss for now. Then go back over here. We see him keeping up his co-production. He is holding back on his Chrono Boost though, and that's something you have to watch. You really need to start using that more, especially when, like, some builds require you not to use it, like a 4-gate, obviously. There's some other builds that, you know, you need a faster tech, so you need to save up that Chrono Boost, but for the build that he's going to go, it's really not that useful. Gateway almost done there. He has a 16 supply. He already made his gas at... yeah, it was down at 14, so that's good timing. Here he comes, putting down the cybernetics at 16 precisely. Normally, you would see that come out at 17, normally. But, I don't know why, maybe he just chose not to make that extra probe. So do see a Zealot coming out here. And this is pretty good timing on that Zealot, because the Zerg, as we see, is getting a spawning pool. It's a little bit, I assume it's a little bit late of a spawning pool, maybe a 14 pool. So that's not to worry, but sometimes they'll get a 12 pool, and they'll send out about 4 lings here, and you need that Zealot there, just in case. So we got it out plenty of time. Starting his Wargate tech right on time, immediately, that's how you want to do it. Again, not really using that Chrono Boost or anything yet. He made a second gas. So he probably is going to be going for a, 3-gate robo build. Pretty standard. This map is really weird though, and fairly certain neither of these players have ever played on it before. So that's something to take into consideration when you're playing, is that, do I want to do, you know, a risky expand to my end base? Do I want to do a forge expand to my natural? Or do I just kind of want to play it safe, because I don't really know the map, I don't know what could possibly happen, so I'm just going to do it. Play it safe, do a 3-gate robo. And that's, actually not a 3-gate robo, I'm sorry, it's a 3-gate expand. Derp. Anyway, we see that scout getting killed. There is a way that, some people don't know this, most of you do though, that if you have your scout and there is a zealot or something blocking the thing, you can click on the mineral patches and he will go through the unit. And I thought they patched it a while back ago, but apparently not. There you do, Alcatraz putting out his forward pylon, so he is going to be expanding to here, which is kind of odd because he has this nice in-base expansion they could go for way easier. But we shall see. He has 3 sentries, Wargate tech just finished, and I guess he has used a few Chrono Boosts, but there's still a lot of energy, you want to keep that down. There he goes, he's pushing out. Normally, I don't know, some people can do it, I can't. I like to have at least 4 sentries before pushing out. At least 4 sentries and 1 stalker and 1 zealot, and then I move out. But he came pretty close to it. pretty close to it. Three sentries, 1 zealot, 1 stalker. That's good. And another thing about 3-gate robos is that you want to go mainly stalker heavy, because you do not want zealots, because they will get caught up in your force fields, and when you're trying to back up your ramp, say, and then you force field behind you, all your zealots are going to get trapped, and they're going to try to follow you, because you should have your army on your hotkey. And then they're just going to get trapped, and they're going to die, and it's just a waste of minerals. So, something to keep in mind. Unless, of course, you see some kind of early speedling aggression, then you can go more zealots. But in general, not to. Here we see DeCgrid getting his roaches up. He does have an Evo chamber, but no upgrades yet. And no lair tech yet either. Very interesting there. Let's see here. Let's look at the probe count. Alcatraz really falling behind in the probe count here. By now, he should have his main completely saturated. This really comes down to chrono boost again. You should be able to chrono boost out 2 probes every, I don't know, like 30 seconds. You really could. And he's not actually taking advantage of that. Here you see him doing it, but he really needs to do that way earlier on. Alright, we see he added 3 more gates, so there's going to be a 6-gate timing attack. But it kind of botched it, because there's no forge. You're going a 6-gate, after you expand, build a forge. Then you can get +1, and then your 6-gate will be so much more effective. Right now, it's not going to be terribly great. Alright, let's go over here. We see DeCgrid taking an expansion of his own. This is his 3rd, as he did take that M-base expansion over here. He is primarily making pretty much just roaches. He did build another Evo chamber, so he's going to be able to pump out double upgrades. Right now he has about halfway through on his level 1 missile attack, which is going to help him against these stalkers and zealots, for sure. See, Alcatraz just building up the sentries. How many sentries does he have? He has 6 sentries. Typically, you wouldn't want to have 8. In fact, you always want to have 8, no matter what you're doing. If you're not doing Forge Expand, or not Forge Expand, 3-gate Expand, you still want to have 4 or 8 sentries, just in general. Like, it's just nice to have them in your army, because you're going to run out. You'd be surprised how many sentries you're actually going to run out on. And we see DeCgrid getting ready for a push here. He does have 2 spine crawlers and 1 spore. Spore is just in case DTs come. Never hurts to be prepared. This missile upgrade just now finishing. This is actually very smart placement by DeCgrid. He placed his spore right there, so any DTs trying to go up his ramp are going to get spotted, and then these 2 spine crawlers are going to be able to pick them off before they get up the ramp. So that way, he doesn't have to build defense in his main. Alright, and go down here. Alcatraz building his forward pylon. Very good, but he's going to be supply blocked here after a few more warpins, so that's another thing to note. If you're attacking, make sure you have plenty of supply, warpin, plenty of reinforcements. I like to have about 10 or so over. There we go, very nice force field, splitting up the army, stepping back so the guys behind the force field can't shoot, and using that Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield is really important, and some people seem to forget it a lot, but it does reduce the attack by 1, so their +1 missile attacks are getting back down to a regular attack, and that's huge. That really is huge, especially when you don't have any upgrades. Feelings coming out, no zealots, so they can deal with the stalkers getting there down. Here comes a group of zealots going to be able to push them back, picking out that overlord. It's another thing, when you're attacking there, you can really do that if you want to. You can pick off their overlords, and it doesn't matter. There goes zealots, spinning off pretty well. Right now, DeCgrid is kind of right at that spot. He is going 3 more spines on top. Kind of starting to freak out a little bit. Lots of zealots now. The see use that they're mainly feedlings that last attack, and that's what Zergs will do, is they'll just mass feedlings when they're under attack, especially by that many stalkers. I mean, it's only, they're cheap units that they get to build fast to build, and it's cheap. But we did see Alcatraz, respond very perfectly, actually. Looks like he's going to be easy here. saying it was a 6 gauge. It was a 6 gauge, but it wasn't a very good 6 gauge. He needed to have that forge. He needed +1, and then it would have gone even better. Like, he would have raffle stomped. And here we go. DeCgrid just pulling everything he has. Pretty much complete the shot right now. Lean's coming out. And he might actually be able to take this entire Stalker army if he really wanted to. Looks like he pulled out those drones. There we go. Reinforcements coming in. Not another forward pylon, which is kind of saddening. He probably needs one like right there just to be a little bit closer. And GG.